Hey, it's a yellow day here today. Really feeling solar plexus energy. Been doing clearings anyway with people who did the last attunements too. I think everyone with me. There's a clearance and indication for each of the seven primary chakras. So today was yellow day, and I was just drawn to wear yellow. I've just been seeing yellow everywhere. But how it connects into the energy of this solar eclipse, the eclipse of the sun, and yellow being the color that activates your inner authority, your inner power, the warrior within, your empowerment, and how that divine feminine energy, inner warrior, is rising right now, like the phoenix this weekend is a kind of a fiery energy coming up, and how that energy can come about. Doesn't have to necessarily be through ferocious, action steps, but through anchoring in power in your body, and just embodying the power to be in your feminine and the power to blaze your own trail and to do what it is that makes you happy, to allow your receptivity and to allow yourself to receive, to allow your connection to ground yourself with the earth, to spend time in nature, which I was guided to do because this is not the first video recording that I made today. I actually made a really beautiful one in a stunning garden location with the palm trees behind me, and it was so beautiful, and I was so happy, and I was in my element, and this beautiful transmission was coming through. But then when I was going through the editing and just checking it afterwards, there's no sound. And I was just saying to myself, well, it's funny because I was talking in that video about things that had fallen apart, that or as we perceive them to be not working, and how it's always divinely perfect. It's always perfect, as in that wasn't the message for that time, or perhaps I'm being guided to do something else, or I do feel a calling in me to go back there again, and perhaps there's someone that I'm supposed to connect with there at that time. Who knows? The universe works in mysterious ways. However, it was an invitation to come back on and do a recording again, and to notice and observe what feelings were coming up in me around that in the human experience. Was there feelings of frustration or resentment, or was I like happy to do it, or what energy do I want to go into it with? And just observing all of that that's happening, and it being a mirror for some of the emotional purging that was happening in me, and I feel collectively in the collective this week, and that many of you still are processing with the Casmes, with the what's happening astrologically. It's a lot at the moment, and allow yourself to truly anchor into your own energy, coming back into your own energy and giving yourself permission to feel good and to choose it, and how it may not always be easy to choose your happiness within if these obstacles or things are coming up, or you're intending to do something that's not quite going your way or going smoothly. Then it can be easy to fall into patterns. Do check out your human design to see what is the predominant emotion that you can fall into when you're knocked off center, when you're off kilter, out of balance, and not in your anchored divinity. And what emotion can come up that can disappoint you from your seat of power, your throne of power. So if you're a generator, it will be frustration. And that's like 70% of the population is being a generator, and you're generating the experience within you, embodying that, and then you experience the frequency match through the resonance of your being. So what you generate in your emotional body, in your mental state, in your energy body, is what you generate and attract into your reality that it's you generating. If you're a projector, then it will be, I need to recall that it's having the invitation to respond to something, that you want to be valued for your opinion and your voice and your knowledge, for expertise for something. So looking at maybe when you feel that your opinion is not valued, or something that may be triggered to you. And then the reflector, you need to move in your own cycle, your own rhythms, your own we follow lunar cycles a lot. So not you don't like to feel pressured to make decisions, or you like to do things in your own timing. That's natural for you, following your own intuition, very tapped into the lunar cycles. So being wary of what can activate you or trigger you into not being in your best being state, can help you be mindful of like, oh, I've, fallen out of that, or I've allowed myself to feel, if you're a manifester, it will be anger. To say, if I'm feeling angry about something, then my mission is to find my way back to peace, because then I'm back in my true divine power when I'm in peace in my body again. And I'm unbothered, not allowing anything to affect me, to upset me. And it's not to say that you can't honor your own anger, like to absolutely give love and grace to it. But when we get to an acceptance, that's when it just diffuses the situation, to say I'm allowed to feel anger in my body, I'm safe to feel anger, I'm safe to feel this emotion. It's perfectly normal that I feel this way. Whether or not I'm right is irrelevant. It's just simply I'm having a human emotion, and that's okay. I can let it go, let it be. I don't need to know who's right, who's wrong here. I can just zoom out to the higher picture and see how, in the grand scheme of things, we're all floating around in a spinning rock in space, that it's all a bit ridiculous. And you come back to the cosmic laugh in the universe. I hope that that's helped someone somehow. And if you're listening to this right now, to kind of go, actually, you know what? Yeah, if I zoom out, this is absolutely irrelevant right now. So you can come back to my feeling a lightness or a peace, or shift something in my energy, which creates better in my reality, and being a frequency shift. It's so important that we never push or force ourselves to get there, because it can be so easy to put out messages of positivity and being in gratitude and focusing on how karmically, yes, with intention, what you put out, you attract back, and to be mindful of it. However, it can be felt when it's inauthentic, when it's you're wanting to be a certain energy, but not quite congruent with the energy of that. So this is what I was questioning. I'm like, when I'm coming on to make this video, how am I really feeling? What attention am I going? Intention is behind it. What energy am I going at it with? Because it does feel different to the previous video where I was like, oh, look at this beautiful place. It's magnificent. This is so divine. Whereas here now, I feel in another way that I'm a bit more real and just being me, just natural. I mean, we can have those moments of being, I'm flying high, really high vibes. And then we can have moments when we feel like, you know what, like, whatever. I'm gonna maybe annoyed about something, or but to allow and to laugh at, I laugh at that, and to accept it, brings you into harmony again in your energy. But I actually feel really relaxed in my body and sharing this message and just allowing myself to be and to express. I'm not feeling at the same time the really succinct, clear, beautiful, divine transmission that came through earlier. I feel like this is more like just human, me being a bit blah. That also is something to give love to, like just your human, authentic expression, and to allow the cosmic dance of that, and to allow the fullness of your humanity, while knowing that you can have these moments where you really connect to being the divine channel and allowing that to come through you. And what really supported me then after that was going to the beach. And that was what I really intended on doing first thing this morning. So it was almost like a pushback from the universe for me, that I was being told, you've received your message and you know what you want and what you need, and you're still going into work mode and you're not prioritizing that first. So your message in the video was to prioritize you, put what you need first. And then the no sound thing was kind of like, well, yeah, I'm eating my own words because I'm not following my own message. And you have to embody what you're saying. You have to be what you're talking about, that you're transmitting this kind of message of like embodying peace. You have to anchor that in and be that peace, and let it be your daily expression, in life, that you're choosing peace. There can be times that we choose to express our truth because we want to be authentic, we want to be real, and it may not feel peaceful, but we can choose to pour some peace over it that softens the tone somehow or neutralizes something in the way that we can still fight for what we believe in and speak up for ourselves or stand up for ourselves or speak our truth and be in integrity with being authentic to who we truly are. With that, as I said in the previous video, in terms of harmlessness, it can be a delicate dance and, balancing act of being on a tightrope of, on one side I want to tell it like it is, and the other side I don't want to hurt anybody else because oneness. And there is not that it's you're really bringing attention to the other person, but knowing that everything is being pushed out, and in some way I've created and manifested this situation. So holding yourself accountable and responsible for all of that can be all of like feel like it's a smack across the face and funny and ridiculous at the same time, like, depending on how you want to look at it. But you can look at it both ways and bring lightness into it again and say, just to let it all go, to allow your energy to flow and come back into feeling good again. So the message in that video earlier on was to follow what lights you up, to allow yourself to be your priority right here, right now, in filling your own cup, in filling your own inner well, in your well-being, that the more you pour into you, the best everyone gets, the best version of you. So the more you are lit up, the more you shine for everybody else. And you can inspire and trigger and activate people in that. There will be people who love and celebrate and appreciate that. And there will be people who take a disliking to it. And I am guided to share this. It didn't come up in the video this morning, so here we are, all in good timing. Pay attention to and be aware of any patterns. And not that I want you to go off on creating this now, but do you observe a pattern in your life of whenever you're on a high or feeling good, that a certain energy comes into your awareness? That someone potentially from your past or someone that's still in your life or reality seems to contact you and make some kind of comment or has some kind of story or situation that has the potential, if you allow it, if you allow yourself to be bothered or affected, influenced, that it has the potential to knock you off center. And to zoom out and observe that, as in, whenever it seems to be that I'm celebrating something, that this person always seems to reach out to me, and to say to yourself, what is that? And if you zoom out and observe that, is this a situation of contrast to give you the opportunity to embody a new higher state of peace and acceptance and neutralizing dynamics and responding to things differently from a place of power? Or is it a signal to you that a certain energy no longer deserves a place in your life? Because that is a more serious question. And you and your intuition will know the answer as to whether or not now I'm being guided to that. Yes, a card that I seen this morning was boundaries. If you need to set boundaries with somebody, here at the top, to not allow any of these energies to not really take power from you, but to distract or sway you from your empowerment within you when you're expanding, when you're shining. And to be willing to be brave enough to be honest about when and how that's happening and with who. And what that's telling you about the next time, either you're going to celebrate something again or go to your next level, that you'll be mindful of this, or you will not allow any outside energy to affect your inner shine, that you will keep shining and you'll respond, or perhaps even not respond at all to any energy that may seem to pick up on that shine and seem to have some intent of watering it down and dimming the light. Because you will know yourself you're the meaning maker after all, because nothing really has any meaning. If these energies are coming along and what sense and meaning that you're giving to it, you can get to refine that, to reframe it, to most essentially allow yourself to continue to shine and not be influenced or swayed by outside energies that may in any way pick up on that. Because what's for you will celebrate you, expand you, uplift you, support you, ignite you, and will celebrate your shine and will not be attempting to in any way distract you from it or anything of that nature. I have had experiences of that coming up for me this week in which I felt the need to really ground myself in walking my talk again and say, you've learned all about this embodiment because you're going to a new level, and this new level is going to require you to anchor in even more peace and even more heaven and earth, and to truly allow yourself to follow what lights you up. As a starseed you are, if you have connected to this video, then likely you are a starseed and you're being called now to keep on shining no matter what, to fill up your own cup, and to know that in pouring into you, you pour into the rest of us. So thank you for doing it. Concentrate on your heaven and earth and create more of that for us all. Sending you lots of love. Thank you. Please like, share, comment, subscribe as you will, and see you in the next one. Lots of love.